Yeah, I think I can talk specifically more about PET as you said, and at Sukano we are more focused on polyesters, and you also mentioned a critical date that only 8 to 8.5% of the plastic worldwide has been recycled so far, and part of my presentation is actually there. Luckily in Europe we are doing a little better. We are around 40%, and our effort is into meeting all the targets of the new regulation are imposing on us. We have a target of 50% for 2025, 55% for 2030. And specifically in PT, data looks more promising, more optimistic. And as Sukano as a company, we have in the market many products that enhance not only the mechanical properties of recycled material, also the processability of recycled material. That's how we see our role in the industry in order to support our customers and the entire value chain. Thank you very much for having me. As I said, today I'm representing Sukano. We are a family-owned business based in Switzerland. We are present worldwide with about 3 plants in 3 continents. And as our moderator already said, we are active in the manufacturing of additive and color master batches for mostly polyesters, but also biopolymers and other engineered resins. And today, I want to open my presentation with a few data about a total packaging waste generated in Europe. As you can see, per capita, so per person, in the last 10 years, this amount went up roughly 20%, from around 155 kg to around 190 kg. On the right-hand side of the slide, you can see that 40% of this 190 kg is essentially paper. And in the second place, you have glass and plastic that make each 20% of this 190. So let's put a label on plastic. Each person in Europe consumes and then generate waste for around 38 kilo per person per year. Now, if we zoom in into the plastic section of this quantity, so this 38 kg, I wanted to show you how we are doing in Europe. As I said before, we are doing relatively better than the rest of the world. The first column to the left is the average of the 27 countries in the EU. We currently recycle roughly 40% of the plastic waste that we generate. But as you can see, unfortunately, there is a huge disparity among the European countries. Let's say we have certain countries that are doing better, that are already around 55% recycling rate, but then there are other countries where we go down even below 20%. Also in this graph, I decided to set the 2 bars, which are essentially the target that the PPWR regulation is imposing on us. As you can see, we have a target of 50% for 2025 and 55% for 2030. As this graph clearly shows, only a few countries will be actually able to meet this target, and for the others, there is still a lot to do. And yeah, we have to put up our sleeves and really go down to business. With this slide, I want to further zoom in into the situation with among all the mixed plastic, specifically about PET, that I said before, it's our core business. Not only in terms of the amount of material that is actually recycled, which it looks much, much better than all the other resins, but I would like to put the focus on how much recycled material we currently have in the PET-based packaging in Europe. So the last data available are from 2022, and as you can see, we have around 24-25% in bottles and 45% in trays. Also in this case, I decided to show you what the target from the PPWR are. In 2030 is 30% for both bottles and trays, which we will luckily meet, considering our current starting point. The target is more ambitious for 2040, mostly for bottles, where we will have to reach a recycled content of 65%. So as I said, from ambitious targets, of course, some challenges come with it. We as Sukano have identified the 4 main challenges, and now we can support the industry The first one is definitely the quality of the recycled material that is available in the market, mostly in terms of consistency, if we talk food content application, and that's where Sukano, with our product, we not only improve the mechanical properties, the processability, but mostly we want to enhance the use of recycled material in the end application. The second challenge is definitely complying with the several global standards that are imposed on us. And our contribution is definitely supporting our customer in order to respect the designing for recyclability guidelines, and in the first place, make sure that our products are in compliance with these guidelines. The third challenge is about collection and sorting, and also in this case, there is a huge disparity among the EU 27 countries. Here I would like to spend a few roles on opaque application. That's where, with our color master batch, we make sure that opaque PET is still recognized as such, and therefore it doesn't end up in the mixed plastic stream, which of course has a lower market value. The fourth and last challenge that I want to mention is about regulatory compliance, not only in terms of meeting the target of recycled content, but also including the stringent degree of purity which is requested in mostly food-grade rPET. And our role in this case is avoiding a huge list of chemical substances that it gets updated every 3 to 4 minutes, and essentially establishing partnership with other players in the value chain. The only way we know as a company to support our customers and the entire value chain is investing in facilities, investing in our R&D. And today I would like to put the focus on our last effort, which is essentially consists in our in-house, being able of replicating in-house the PETCOR, the Tray, Christian is here, Tray Circularity Evaluation Protocol, and also the PBP Quick Test. As you can see here, I highlighted in a darker color the steps of the test that we are actually able to replicate in-house. And as you can see, we are pretty much able to cover all the steps that involve the handling of the material. So from the shredding of the waste that is being collected until actually the manufacturing of the ending products. There are 2 steps which are missing, which is essentially the washing of the flakes and the sink and floating separation and the flake elutriation. And there is a reason why we decided to invest first as a first step into all other steps that you see highlighted here, and it will be more clear once I show you the temperature profile of the entire protocol. Essentially, I don't have the pointer here, or does it work? No, I will get closer. The washing and the air elutriation is essentially this part, and as you can see, these are 2 steps, are performed at temperature way lower than 100 degrees. So among all the steps, these are the less severe or impactful on the material. All the others that involve drying, melting, extruded, we are all able to cover, as you see. So how do translate this into a value for the entire value chain? So essentially being able to replicate the entire testing protocol, we can test any new material that we develop before actually launching them into the market. This is also applicable for most of our existing products that are already commercialized that you can find in the market. The very last slide, and then I leave space to the other member of the panel. This is essentially a brief overview of the portfolio of our products that I just mentioned, essentially. As you see, you can see melt viscosity enhancer to improve the processability of recycled material, impulse modifier to improve the mechanical performance of the rPET, color correction master batches to improve the visual appearance of the material, and then talking about opaque application, the NIR detectable colors that I said allow us to sort opaque PET as such. And we also wanted to give our contribution in terms of recycled content of the end application of the packaging material. Therefore, essentially, most of our products are also available on air PET carrier. So in case you add 1, 2, 3% of a master batch in your end application, this part of the resin will also be counted as RPET content. That was it. Thank you very much. Teşekkür ederim.